we've already discussed, we had a presentation from item D. Item E is a revision of a resolution. This is one of the grants that we've applied with the USBR, the Bureau of Reclamation, before Jim corrects me. And we need a change. That they came back to us from the grant application and suggested that we make this change in language, just in case it took a little bit more funding than what was first proposed.
Well, that's what they proposed. I didn't actually agree to that change. The change they accepted was very semantics, it's very bureaucratic of them. We had said that the project wasn't going to exceed $2 million, and you guys approved that, and that's what the proposal said. We put that amount, and historically we've always done this, in the resolution, not to exceed $2 million. They didn't want us putting the amount in the resolution, they wanted us making a reference to the amount that's in the proposal, which is $2 million.
So you explain that with me.
You have to talk to the bureaucrats about it. In other words, instead of specifically stating $2 million in the resolution, they wanted us to refer to the amount of $2 million that's in the proposal. I didn't have a problem with that. $2 million is $2 million, whether it's in the resolution. The proposal's attached to the resolution.
Well, actually, the resolution says $1 million.
Of our money.
Of our money.
Okay.
Project total $2 million.
Matching.
It's a matching.
And Chewy's right, they were concerned, well, what if it went over? I said, well, are you gonna pay us more than $1 million if it goes over? He said, no. I said, well, the deal is the deal. Anyways, they agreed to that compromise. And the other one was, they said that some language that was very, very, not arbitrary, but non-committal, said we would work with them to meet the time schedules proposed in the proposal, which we're proposing those time schedules.
The changes are okay.
The changes are no substance.
Yeah. So we don't need a motion, right? Or we do?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, we do.
We have to approve the revision.
The revisions, yeah, and then
Do
sign.
I hear a motion? All right.
Yes, make a motion to approve the revision of the resolution.
Second to that motion.
Okay, you got
No
seconds?
change in the amount of money.
No change of the amount.
And since we're on that subject on item E, last week I did have, I attended a conference in Salt Lake City and got to meet with our new commissioner, Brenda Berman. Visited with her and David Palumbo, which was great because I got a chance to talk to them about our grant applications and what we're doing and so on. And she wants to schedule a trip to El Paso to tour our district and then make our board meeting at the same time.
That'd be great. Just to provide
The Bureau of Reclamation.
Okay, I have a motion and a second for the revision of the resolution of the grant application. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
And then item F, I guess we're going to discuss that in closed
Yeah,
also.
I would like to see that approved.
Okay.
Right now.
And that's all I have, unless you all have any questions.
Anybody have any other questions for Chewy? Okay, district engineers.
So with the board meeting being, the first Wednesday being, or second Wednesday being on the 8th, the hydrographs in the county doesn't come in until about the 10th, so we don't have the charges. We have the ones from last month, which you didn't see, but I think Robert's on budget for the schedule. The only thing we're modeling, and we haven't had a chance to discuss internally, I sent out emails, but I didn't get just last night, and get the replies back, so all the data's just coming in now, is that it's very tight, and so we need to discuss, at least talk about the shut-off date.
And Robert's got, in his presentation, he's got some targeted dates that we'll pass around and discuss.
You don't need a resolution for that, do you?
No, you guys just give us direction. Of course, it's the way we normally do it, it's demand driven, and
Right.
if we don't have demand, we're gonna shut off. But we need to start, our initial talk, we never really firmed up when we knew that there was gonna potential for what's happening right now, that it's a little bit better with these rains, but the fact that we're running low water,
Alpha Butte's offline now too, right?
It should be going off pretty soon. I don't think it's gone off yet, but it will be going off pretty quickly. But there's quite a bit of water in Dubai that we're relying on to try to drain it down. So we had talked about October 1st through October 15th. I'm leaning right now closer to October 1st. I don't know, Robert.
The main thing that we need to do is kind of come up with an idea to inform our constituents about what it looks like. You know, because it's a moving target, you never really know if there is no demand, you can do it earlier, but if there is a demand. But we need to kind of, you'll have farmer meetings or something to let people know about what kind of, the plans for their business.
Right, and there may be a point where the modeling showing now, because remember, we're paying, Mexico's supposed to go, well, it doesn't matter, we're paying for 100% of the release.
Mexico goes off the 25th.
Yeah, it doesn't make it, yeah, we go off the 25th, but it doesn't make any difference.
Of August or September?
Yeah, at this point in time, it doesn't make, it's only at the beginning of the year Mexico matters. At this time, we pay for all the losses, including Mexico's losses at the end of the year. We always have. And that's part of the deal. We split the deal. At the end of the year, we pay for it if we're the only ones on. At the beginning, EPCWID does if Mexico's on.
I don't think we're clear 25th, which month, this one.
Yeah, it was, their initial forecast was the 8th, was today.
Right,
Oh,
no,
this
but
month.
they're going on to, they've got water till the 25th.
This month.
Yes.
So that would have been if they had to use the water, it would have been more for us maybe. So we're gonna run tight, guys. So the simulation's showing that it's gonna be a challenge to make it to the 15th. Just physically, the amount of water that's.
I think we need to inform people that, especially if you have.
I'm not saying we can't
responsibility,
make it, I'm just saying that it's not.
It's gonna be tough.
We're gonna have to monitor it really close.
Well, like I say, if there's some way I would inform the water users that, it's possible we can't make it, so try to get it done. Your business.
Well, I haven't heard Robert's thing. Like I say, if this meeting had been a week later, we would have had all the data in.
There you go, target dates or.
Yes, let me pass these around.
Yeah, because are you suggesting that, in other words, a congrower may have to put on his wells again for the last irrigation?
I'm just a hay grower, so I wouldn't know.
Depends on when the
That's why we-
congrower wants to do it.
I would have to let them know.
All I know about hay is if I don't water it, I don't cut it.
Yeah. I think I got two.
So, yeah, you already have October 1st in this, right, Robert?
Right. I got it at the 29th.
No, for the actual reservoir.
Yeah.
And then we walk down.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I can do, the model shows we can do this.
Right.
Right there.
Okay.
You want me to talk about it then, Johnny?
When it's your time, let's go ahead and finish with the engineers.
Okay.
Over there.
I think that's it. The only one left would be the third-party construction, if you have any ongoing.
No, there's none. A couple of aerial crossings on some fiber optics, but nothing within the district's ground level right away.
What's the
process
process
of
of
the
Partidor with it? At the Partidor? I see a lot of equipment down there all the time. Partidor.
Or which
Or
way?
which way to?
Which way to?
Oh, it's completed to an extent. We're having the final meeting tomorrow morning. But the project, as far as contract concerned, is pretty much at completion.
Have they got a new boundary commissioner yet, or still?
Not yet, the White House still hasn't appointed anybody.
So the district direction you guys gave us in May was that we've started the redesign to repair it, and we're looking at repairing it. It's on our schedule to repair this winter. It's stable for right now. They left the most important thing was, since some of the cutoff walls were improperly constructed, they left the sheet piling in behind those that was stabilizing that, and it's very deep piling, so that's actually good, and they agreed to leave it there permanently. So that solves any seepage issue that could have undermined the structure. The rest of the structure downstream seems to be built correctly. So what we're looking at is similar to Wasteway 1. If you've seen that design, we'll be building a box, sort of a big head box that'll allow moving the gates into close to the canal, so we won't get trash built up like we do now. and sediment. So there won't be this bay, they have a bay there that's cut away from, all that does is accumulate debris and sediment. So we'll move it up there, the water's flowing quickly, and then we'll integrate it with the new check structure. And so I'm in the process of preparing design drawings for that. They have to be approved by the boundaries, which won't anticipate a problem. And we've been in negotiations with them on them paying for the material. Right. And it looks like that may be possible. So, maybe.
Regardless,
It has to be
Right.
done.
We're gonna have
We're
a.
gonna try to salvage the gates and just relocate them if we can. And then the only thing else that they didn't do, which we're gonna do, is we'll put conduit in and, if possible, we'll bring that cost to you as soon as we get it from El Paso Electric. We'd like to bring electricity to that site. It's not very far away. That way we can put electric on it.
We'll be talking to them.
Yeah. It's the last one. The first 1,000 feet's free.
You're not gonna like
We received we received a ballpark estimate,
It's a big ballpark, isn't it?
What was it?
Major league ballpark.
like almost 6 figures.
Oh, hopefully just one, the 6 figures is a one.
So we're looking for a new route. But
Hopefully that's county
There's
board
no
decimal
problem.
place.
Well, we also talked about putting solar power gates there too. You may do that. It's pretty well protected. I mean, border patrol's there all the time, right?
We talked to the boundary about bringing electricity in when they started the project, and they didn't want to do it. They refused to do it. And then when we got the equipment to operate the gates, well, we need electricity to operate the equipment.
They're putting it,
it was a corded drill.
They gave us they gave us an ad out for
That was
Home
a
Depot for generators. People's got these on sale.
We had to laugh on that one. Though. Just keep from crying.
good planning, good planning. Okay, is that it, got it?
That's it.
All right, Pedro, you're on.
Good morning. Okay, right now, never fails, when something happens, continues happening with the same problem. Right now, I've got a total of about 14 crossings that I have to replace. I've got 2 for the county, I've got 4 for the city of Socorro, and 6 for the city of El Paso, and then 2 that are actually for one of our water users.
They fail in what manner though?
These are just the culverts that are so old. We had one fail here last week. I think that pipe was at least 40 years old. And well, they're starting to corrode and starting to fail. But most of these crossings are either under roads. I only got 2 that are actually have some canals going over the top. The rest are under roadways. So they're pretty big projects.
Where's that one there? The mountain.
This is actually on the island feeder. This is just one of the problems that we endure here at this Franklin feeder, and again with weeds and everything else.
Somebody's been mowing.
Yes. And another project that we've been doing is we're trying to dig out some of these canals to see if maybe we can increase the capacity of the flow of water. This is one of the failures under a roadway. This one here, I don't know if it was caused by the project up there on Wasteway 2.
From the concrete trucks or?
Yes, where they were going over, but either way, it needs to be replaced. And here's another one that we're just finishing up. This one here is over by the tail of the Wasteway. And you can see where we replaced a 20-foot section of pipe. And here's the one I was just talking about. This one is actually here on the east out for Mr. Letnich. And the pipe corroded, then with his equipment going over the top, it just made a big hole on there. Unfortunately, he had just started watering and he was burning up, so we had to go in there and kind of do just a quick fix. We replaced 29 feet of pipe with concrete collars in the end, and we had it up and going within 2 days. So that was a pretty quick process. This one here is within the city of El Paso. Mesa Drain, this is over by where the Black's Nursery is. Lee Trevino is just downstream from there. But I've had about 3 here on this drain. This one here is just a sinkhole, I mean, I don't know, there's no pipe or anything there, so.
Wait a minute, so,
This is downstream from Loma Line?
Yes.
This is the area where
Yes.
the
It's a sewer
city
line.
named our bank as a street.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, that looks like our bank at the street.
Yeah.
That's where the sewer line runs, and that's where they're having problems with those manholes they started working on.
Well, this is Clem's right here, this is one of the ones for the city of Socorro that I need to replace. This one here, you guys, you can see, I had the owner tell me, well, you know, it still looks in pretty good shape. So I went in there and actually took a picture of the inside of the pipe
hey,
and sent it to him.
that was really circular pipe originally.
Yeah, so was it?
You know, but it's really
It's
very hard.
become arch pipe.
Yeah, the ends look kind of pretty good, but once you look inside of it. This is another one of the city crossings. This one here is gonna be actually a pretty big one, because we got, this is the Mesa Drain, where it goes under Worsham Road, and then it goes under the Y303 lateral. And the next picture will kind of show what's happened. We lost that last section. So what I did for now, I just, like I told Robert, I'm gonna try to stabilize it to where you can just finish up the water season, and then on the winter, just winter, and we'll knock it out. And here's kind of what shows what I went out there and did. It's been holding up pretty good. So I think it'll hold up for another month. But this is also in the works I'm trying to replace. This is Anderson Road, another one in the city of Socorros. This is actually on the Mesa Spur. On the Mesa Spur, Mr. Reyes has advised me that it's best to go in with 90-inch pipe to accommodate all the water that's actually coming into the Mesa Spur. So, yes, so that's what we're doing. We're upgrading the whole Mesa Spur with 90-inch as it starts failing.
And then you will get the tires through
And, yeah, remember,
Yes.
appliances.
there. Wash machines.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, you know. This one here's one of the private crossings over by Schaefer Road. This is just downstream from Schaefer Road. Here, it used to have a 24-inch pipe going over the top. The bottom pipe corroded, so I went ahead and replaced both. Now, this is one of 5Rs. So 5R wanted, he requested to upgrade the pipe over the top to a 36. So I did tell him that's gonna be at your cost. Then he wanted a 2000 pipe, because he puts a lot of chemical in it. So he paid for the pipe going over the top. We ordered A2000, and we'll be installing that top portion here. In fact, we're out there today, finishing up. He does have two crossings also. He's got another one over by Silverman Road, which he wants to do the same thing.
Will that 18,000 have 2 feet of cover?
Yes, yes, and
It is
no, he also
18,000.
requested 2 sack over.
Plastic.
Oh, okay.
Interior.
Coated
PVC.
No, it's a PVC, but it's got a smooth inside, it's not corrugated.
Oh, okay.
It's corrugated on the outside, rim on
It's
the
a
outside.
PVC.
Right.
It's a double layer. It's a pretty good pipe. Then he also requested it be 2 sacks, so it'll be pretty sturdy.
The only thing that melts.
Then a couple of pictures
It
of
melts.
our drains.
It melts.
Not as bad as the black pipe. It burns.
Yeah, the only thing is it's plastic.
It melts.
Well, we've been doing, what Peter and I have been working on is transitioning the metal pipe at the ends.
Right.
It never melts in the middle, it melts
That's
out where the
true.
fires are in.
That's-
So if we finish them out and
It just
those,
has this in the middle.
Well, when those trees grow up and you get all those leaves in there, and if they decide they're gonna burn their ditches like that, that's
Right.
when all
that's
of a
when they
sudden.
melt.
When we got all the big ideas when we were fixing these wells to put casing in, PVC casing.
Right.
Oh my gosh, what a wreck.
Yeah.
Now, these next pictures are all from the drains in our drain program. And you'll see a before and after picture. These are your before, and then go to this one, that's your after picture. And you can see the difference in just the flow of the water. Right now, we've got all 4 motors out there on our drains to include our excavators. We're still waiting on that stick, on that cap that we broke. So that should be coming in here within the next, I'm saying, 2 weeks or so. We'll start installing that.
Can't wait till you get down to Rio Bravo.
We're working our way down there. These right here are from the city of El Paso, or the city drains. This is actually the Mesa drain. It's Lecherino right there.
Think about it, beach jobs always there.
Yeah.
You never get through.
Now,
Vicious circle is,
you know, I'm looking at some of these pictures, and I went and checked them out yesterday, and I actually got about 2 feet of grass already growing inside.
wow, yeah. Never-
This one here, it's very tricky, because this one here is over right below Country Club Road, and it's the New Mexico drain, where it goes kind of into New Mexico and back out into our area. But you'll notice where it's going, it'll open up to a big ponding area. You'll see it here in the next couple of pictures. So we were only able to get the left side, I guess not. This one was one there, Jake. I guess not. It goes into this big ponding area where they've gone in there and planted trees and I don't know what they're doing, but,
That's one of the projects that EVID did with IBWC.
so we were only able to clean off the left bank. But,
Return into its pristine.
water's dropped tremendously on that whole area there, and hopefully it'll relieve some of the pressures or some of the water levels that we have further upstream.
Flood everybody, anything.
Other than that, you know, we've got our everyday problems, and but these are some of our biggest projects that we've had. Any questions?
Oh, yeah, that'd be all right.
No?
All right, Pete, thanks.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
job as always.
Thank you, sir.
All right, 3.5 feet, Robert.
You're cutting me short, Johnny.
Well, that's right, because you're telling us you're gonna cut that short.
Short. I guess the biggest question I've been having here recently, people asking me is what we're gonna cut off. And, got with Chewy and we came up with days. These are very similar to last year's. Last year's the only thing different this year to last year we cut off the small tracks a little bit earlier in the season. This year, we scheduled them for the last weekend in September. They kind of help us also to deliver water, to use it a little bit more wisely. So the small tracks are going into the last week of September to the 30th. So with that, we have to go at least to the 30th of September. So what I'm proposing here is to make the last day to everybody is to order allotment water September the 14th, which is on a Friday. And then we ask them to be ready by the following Monday. And we'll keep, you know, we won't say no more orders, but we'll keep taking them, but we'll just tell them, you know, you're a late order now, when we call you, you need to be ready. And this seems to be working with it for the past couple of years. The most important one is kind of Unit 6 and Unit 7, that when we choose that September the 14th to cut off, they got 2 weeks to make sure we get everybody out of the way. And this way, if anybody wants to plant alfalfa, like they tell me, hey, Robert, I'm gonna plant alfalfa, when can I get water next year? I said, maybe June, July. And they get mad, but you tell them, you know, right now, we don't know when we're gonna get water. So, coming up to the board meeting, that's coming in, we just kind of propose this, that we will try to shut off the Caballo on the 29th, and latest the 30th of September. And then we'll continue with return flow after that. That way everybody has their target dates, and I think it's pretty well works with what Al's looking at the dams up there, and they're gonna be pretty low. I think, Al, what you propose, you thinking that Caballo, Alpha View will be down to 45,000, and Caballo will be
12 is what we're targeting. They wanted 12 for the historic preservation.
Yeah.
12 in Caballo, and how much in,
45 in Alpha View, and you look out and just run to his model, about 12 on Caballo.
Yeah, so that's what, we don't have, you know, we don't have, well, as I told you, we don't get our numbers in until a couple of days from now, so I can't. I'm still a month behind, just because of the time of the meeting, but right now, the model's showing that, and that's, I think, a good place to stop, because I start getting in Rio Grande compactor county if you go below 45.
Robert, it says over there, last day order water, Unit 7, but basically you're saying September 14th for all units.
We're looking at,
14th.
we're planning to place our orders that 14th, and that way, we order the water to get it here Monday.
Okay.
That way, those, you know, they can't be ready, order the water and be ready. So we wait till Friday, to get all those orders in, see what we gotta look at. And then another thing, Art, that's very important there, during those 2 weeks, we got 2 weeks of small tracks in between there, so it makes it pretty hard to deliver water to everybody, so we gotta work magic with everybody there in those 2 weeks with small tracks, but the most important is trying to get everybody watered out during those 2 weeks, and we push them, we've been very successful with this kind of planning.
We don't have anybody in problems with, in trouble with the allotments, and you're not gonna start the non-allotment when you shut the water off, right?
So far, Johnny, we haven't had too much problem with
With the full allotment.
with the full allotment,
Takes care of it.
so it's been taking care of itself.
So we don't need to do that earlier.
I don't see it, they've been using the water pretty wisely, and we've been watering a lot more acres this year than last year, but so far lately, from what I see, everybody still has plenty of water there. Enough to get them through. You gonna make it?
Well, it depends after I have a few discussions with Kathy, you know, I convince her that I'm not putting 12 foot of inches on
You're
water.
putting out 12, you're putting 18.
So after I have a few discussions, I hopefully will be.
You're not gonna win, I can
I
tell you.
know.
But talking to Kathy.
You gotta remember what her name is.
That's pretty good, 18.
That's the proposals, and we wanted to do this because like, me and you were talking, if we wait till September, it's gonna be a little bit too late. This way, the farmers already know this is gonna happen. And Unit 7, Unit 6 are the ones that are more important to us because we don't know what's gonna be left after we cut off.
Yeah.
If there's some water left, then we'll continue Unit 7. Unit 6 has gotta come off.
You're not in control.
Okay, our next meeting's the 12th. Right,
So by 12, it's almost,
2 days.
it's over.
2 days before.
And if you all are all right with the dates, then Robert and I want to have some farmers meetings.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the best you can do, and Al feels confident that you can do it.
Meetings, why do we have a farmer's meeting?
Well, we
No
gotta,
snow yet.
we gotta make sure that they know
That there's no snow, okay.
when our cutoff dates are.
No, I agree, but everybody's gonna wanna know about next year meeting.
Yeah, and it's,
Well, yeah, you need to forward
Next
it,
year.
but everybody needs to know it's not going to be.
And next year is the Cocuy.
Yeah, that's very sad.
So with that, if you all pretty well agree, we'll hand that over to the dispatcher, so people start calling and, they'll start being aware of what's going on.
You're all right with it.
Yeah, I just hadn't seen it before, but it's great, it matches up
It
everything.
works. Yeah, that's the main thing. I always don't like to tell people something and then can't do it, so it's better to go a little beyond it if you have the opportunity, but give them the warning up front and be correct about it. So,
I mean, I think the rivers, the efficiency's looking pretty good, the ratios, right?
Here when EPID cut off, I'll have to put another 150 boost on there, and it seems to be working out, leveling off pretty good. But, it started to creep back up, and
Like, I was looking at the meterings, and there's almost no loss through Leesburg, too.
the losses occur between Leesburg and Mesilla. So EBID, I always fear, like, they look at the Canapio wells, maybe we need to look at Cruces.
See what's going
I
on.
know there's
They
plenty of wells.
I think they're pumping that, for the city of Cruces, they're taking water out of the river.
You know, I'm sure
There's
they
wells that have a whirlpool in the river.
Yeah.
There's a few wells we know about, the ones that you can see the casing in the rivers.
There's two kind of wells, the
Yeah, well,
ones that
those, yeah.
do that, and then the ones that put Disneyland.
It's a little higher up than Leesburg.
Well, yeah, there's some down below, but, so I hadn't looked at that, the meter just came on yesterday for Mesilla, so it's showing up pretty good.
And then Leesburg is showing almost equal
Equal,
to
yeah.
the release.
This is what we would expect.
Where we lose the water from Leesburg to Mesilla.
Really.
That's where I start seeing the big losses, about 150 feet. That's what kills
See,
me.
this time last year, we didn't have that.
I was even thinking of going down there and get with Albert from EBAD and maybe lower the Mesilla Dam a little bit. To only carry 150 feet on the west side, maybe we can carry Mesilla Dam a little bit lower than what they normally, and still get our water in there. That way we don't have such a backup out on the Mesilla Dam.
I don't know how much that might be 10 or 15 CFS, but it wouldn't hurt, but it's hard to get water in the west side, you know, because just even 150 sometimes a struggle for them, just like us with the Franklin. But we definitely need to drive it, so I guess as our guys have a little more time to go up there and look and see what's going on. Because this time last year, we didn't have that. Remember, everything came, we got rain more too, though.
Well, from Leesburg to Macias, the concrete's all along there.
Yeah.
Those wells are all gonna be
But
running.
I think the city of Cruces also has a little, something to do with that.
That well, that gonna be,
Yeah, but I mean, just saying last year, because we were full allocation, we get more return, there's more return flow from those.
wasn't as bad.
And the water table rise, and it wasn't as
Yeah.
bad. We did have more arroyo flow last year than we've had this year, but we were actually, remember, for every acre foot we released, we were diverting 1.6 acre feet. This year, for every acre foot we released, we're diverting 0.8.
60%.
Yeah, so it's a complete, so
That's
something.
a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. We wouldn't have expected that. It did rain some, and we did have a full allocation, so.
It seems like they've had more rain than we have.
Yeah, quite a bit, so I'm not
They've
sure.
had a lot of roads come down.
Right, we should all make it similar to last year. So I was predicting that our run out would be very good to November 1, but now, if we're missing 150, and then we're missing another 50 below Mesilla, right?
No, the below Mesilla is pretty, what I see in Anthony Conatillo,
So
it's almost equal.
like it was last year.
Yeah, and the big culvert right now between Leesburg and Mesilla that you lose the water.
Okay,
And so with that, now EPCWID has cut off, and that was a little, Johnny, like, we're cutting off date. They only had the last order date, but they never had the cutoff date. So, it was really, toward the end, it was really hard to satisfy their farmers because and then one day they said, we're cutting off tomorrow. Okay, what about these farmers that still haven't watered out? But we accomplished them and got everybody out of the way, but it makes things very hard, the way they do things up there. They don't pre-plan.
Amen. Always had.
And so we got them out of the way, and one thing.
Before the operating agreement, they didn't have to worry about things like that, so they still haven't quite adjusted to the way of life that we've always had.
And, one day there, they cut off at the head of Caballo, and then they want to go an extra 8 hours at Mesilla Dam. I said, guys, it's all green and dandy for you to go 8 hours, but those 8 hours is my water down here, and it's gonna kill me. But, I tried working with them, and we did, and we get into a little trouble down here, and we made it, but then Arroyo come in, and like last Saturday, we were really short on water, and then the PSB called me about 8 o'clock at night, said, Robert, we gotta cut off. I said, yes! That's how you got your water. So they were happy to.
That's what it's called, a blessing.
Yeah, it was. And that gave us a chance to get the extra water to come in. But EPCWID's off the line. I think this year, up to now, we're watering about 20,000 more acres than last year. We delivered about 1,000 more. And that is pretty well it. And one more thing, that West Side Canal, I've got to let you know, it's taking about 60 CFS that it loses from Mesilla Dam to our heading. So that's 120 acre feet you lose a day.
Always does.
And so that's 3,000 acre feet that we lose
The
there.
canal's high and hard to get to, and it's sandy.
Yeah.
it's got 150 wells, something like.
And one thing that,
They've been there for a long time.
one thing the farmers are not gonna like up there, if we have an open weekend, we don't have a swamp tracks, and the acres are not there, I'll cut them off for a week. They don't like it, but you have to do what you have to do to save some water.
All right, Robert, well, thanks a million, and always a great job. I don't know how you do it. You're
I
a
don't know
magician.
either, John.
You're a magician, I can tell you that for sure.
Yes, sir, thanks.
Thank you. I'm gonna go, thanks, short break, or if I leave, there's not gonna be a quorum.
I think we're ready to go into close.
We got
You
licenses.
Yeah, but almost all the licenses, we got so many licenses that need to be discussed.
Okay, so let's go into closed session.